If the 90s and 2000s songs are your jam, then the name Sisqo will definitely ring a bell, as he had one of the most popular tracks of that era to his credit. Although he was one of the rare categories of boy from the band gone rogue who had a pretty successful solo career, then what exactly happened that he just vanished from the industry? Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're here to discuss what happened to Sisqo, who wrote lyrics like "she dumps like a truck" and then used to turn them into huge chart-bursting hits. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss any updates. The Dru Hill Era. Sisqo's birth name is Mark Altavan Andrews and he was born on 9 November 1978. He formed an R&B group with his three friends Jazz, Woody and Nokio. They started covering songs by adding their own little twist to them. As their covers and stage performances got popular, their manager advised them to take part in a competition in New York City. They went but didn't win the competition, although they caught the eye of Island Records. The record company signed them the same night on a napkin. Worry not, an official contract was given to them after a few days. Although the company did ask them to change their name, which was at the point Legacy, after brainstorming they decided on Dru Hill as a tribute to their hometown in Baltimore. By 1999, they had given several mega hits like "We're Not Making Love," "Tell Me," "Sleeping in My Bed," and "These Are the Times." Sisqo released 2 successful albums with the group before he decided to go solo. In fact, Sisqo wasn't the first one who left the band, it was Woody. He was not happy with the dynamics of the group, as Sisqo was unarguably the most popular one. It was more like Sisqo and the guys. Woody decided not to stay in his shadow and completely removed his association with the group. He talked about the impact of Woody's decision in an interview. The crowd started dwindling and not as many people were coming to see Dru Hill perform. I think it was a direct cause and effect of what happened with Woody. After that, I came to the level and explained, "We're trying to jam this new version of Dru Hill down their throat and we got this kind of open window. I want to do a solo album." The audience was also not reacting well, as they wanted to see the whole band, and even without Woody, something seemed missing. That's when Sisqo decided to embark on his solo journey. Successful solo. Sisqo always commanded more attention than the other guys. Right before their first album as a group, the record company asked Sisqo to change his hair color, as it was platinum bald at the time, to match the look of the other guys, but he simply refused to do it. They even told him it won't be good for his career, but their guess couldn't have been more off. Since the first song, he became more visible than the other guys just because of his hair color. His strikingly blonde hair color, quirky clothes, and flashy dance moves made him an influential artist in the industry. In 1999, he released the first single off his debut album, Unleash the Dragon. The first single, Go to Get It, was a respectable hit by making its way to the top 40, but the whole world went crazy when he released his second hit, the monstrous hit Thong Song. It was a club song, but the arrangement of the song set it apart from the other pop/dance numbers. The song topped the charts everywhere, and there was no way you could have escaped the song in the early 2000s. The song established him as a successful solo artist. It even got him many accolades, including 4 Grammy nominations. Play Along Toys even manufactured a Cisco celebrity doll in 2001. He released 2 additional songs from the album, one of which was named Incomplete, also peaked at #1 position at Billboard Hot 100. The song proved his potential as a musician, songwriter and performer. Suddenly he was being hailed as the next big thing in the music industry. Nobody knew how to mix R&B with hip-hop as well as he did. Soon after the success of his first album, he started touring and worked on his second album. Everyone then had high hopes from his second album, and why wouldn't they, as now he was a Grammy-nominated artist. He then released Return of Dragon in 2001. While the album did work and it went platinum, a few tracks made their way to the charts as well, but in comparison to his previous album, this one seemed a bit underwhelming. Unsuccessful follow-ups. While the Return of Dragon got enough recognition to be considered a hit, Sisqo's next albums didn't even get that. After listening to such a fresh sound in Thong Song, the audience expected more revolutionary hits from him, as they desperately didn't want him to be a one-hit wonder, but unfortunately that's what happened. He may not have been technically a one-hit wonder, as he had a streak of successful songs before Thong Song, but after it he just couldn't continue it. After the lukewarm response his second album got, he decided to get back together with the Dru Hill in 2002. Earlier the group planned to get back in 2000, but due to some conflicts it didn't happen. The common theory is after the massive success of Sisqo's album, he was showered with opportunities such as cameos in movies and TV shows. He was also equally interested in trying out new things, so he stalled the reunion until 2002. The band released their third album in 2002, which tanked badly. The album performed so poorly that the record company decided to drop them. Since then, they haven't been able to claim the kind of fame which they once had in the 90s. Sisqo released his third solo album in 2015, Last Dragon, but it also didn't do much for his career. In 2017, he released a revamped version of Thong Song for a new generation of clubbing teenagers, but it failed to mirror the success of the original. Sisqo's life after his greatest hit. After Dru Hill was dropped by their record label, Sisqo decided to take a hiatus. He was still capitalizing on his uber-famous Thong Song by going on tours, but refrained from creating anything new. What was supposed to be a short hiatus went on for 12 years, until he released Last Dragon, which again couldn't do much either. Sisqo always liked to work on multiple media platforms. He's mainly a singer and performer, but he never said no to an opportunity that gave him a way to showcase his other side, movies/series. After being appreciated for his performances, Sisqo was then hit by the acting bug. In 2001, he appeared as a cameo in one episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This boosted his confidence. He then co-starred in a high school comedy, Get Over It. In 2002, he landed a role in Snow Dogs, which gave him a chance to act with Cuba Gooding Jr. In the next year, he had a small role in The Pieces of April. It was an indie movie that went on to be a surprise hit. In 2006, Sisqo appeared in the flop movie Surf School, putting an end to his career as an actor. Reality TV. Celebrities who fell from grace often find themselves on one reality show or another after some time trying to chase that lost high of fame again. Sisqo was also no different. After giving one of the biggest songs of the decade, he was failing to keep his fan base interested. Then in 2010, he went into the Celebrity Big Brother and got evicted as the final 5th contestant. After some time, he also appeared on an episode of Celebrity Wife Swap. As he was once well liked as an electrifying performer and creative genius, none of these frivolous reality shows did anything for him. Legal troubles. Sisqo was once arrested for shooting at a stranger's car. In 2003, a man told police he was visiting a neighbor when someone opened fire at his car. The police later found out it was Sisqo, and this wasn't the first time that he had fired bullets. One neighbor told the police that he's fired the gun several times in the air before too, although no one ever got hurt. His friend Thomas tried to make his case in front of the police by saying that some people were threatening him, and he only did that as an act of self-defense. Police eventually arrested them both as they were not cooperating, and later they were released on bail. Sisqo's wedding. In 2018, Sisqo married his girlfriend of 15 years, a mother of his children, Elizabeth Pham. He met her first in 2003 and had their son Ryu in 2012 and daughter Coco in 2014. Even at his wedding, the singer serenaded his wife with the blockbuster Thong Song, a questionable choice for some but a gesture of love for Sisqo. He told the US Weekly about how he proposed and why the timing felt right to him. "I proposed kinda cool because I felt like our son Ryu was the one that kinda saved us. I sent him in with a ring box and she looked into the box and didn't see anything. She then went to look for me to figure out what's going on. She came around the corner and I was on one knee and I asked her and she said yes." Since then, he's been living in Minneapolis, leaving the blinding lights of LA behind. He likes the pace of life in the suburban area and wishes to keep living it this way. He may now lead a very different lifestyle than he did in the early 2000s, from booze, thongs and parties to be a suburban family man. He definitely has come a long way. One thing that still hasn't changed about him is his signature blonde hair, and he makes sure to cover it with a hat when he goes out because there are still fans out there who want to see the slick platinum-haired Sisqo rule the charts again. Will he be able to make a comeback? Only time will tell. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get the notifications. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel that explores more topics like this.